Okay, welcome again to the channel. So for today's video I'm going to do chapter 1 bonus, which is Chaos of Valhalla, Chaos in Valhalla, and the boss you're going to challenge is Sword, or whatever is the pronunciation. Oh well. So what I'm going to do is as usual, presentation of the squad I'm going to use, and in the left you can see the brief description. Well, it's a simplified one. Well, it should be 2 pages, but I'm going to show it later because yeah, reasons, and because I cannot fit everything what I'm going to write in this description alone. So what I wrote here is to tank with ease, use double mitigation lead. Yeah, because well, actually I recommend also to bring barrier and mana shield to be able to tank them with very easy. Not really very, but yeah, it can save you. Angel Idol UVB is recommended because RNG can happen, because sometimes his AoE called Last Stand, which is the what I wrote here, farm 2 turns, every 3 turns uses an AoE. The name of the AoE is Last Stand, which hits hard even even with double mitigation, bubble and barrier. Yeah, because sometimes bad RNG happens. So from turn 3, every 4 turns a single target. I forgot to mention that it buff wipes to the highest HP left twice. It lives to 1 if it should kill it, because if your unit got killed, yeah, rip. It should be rip, but it leaves you to 1 HP. So don't be surprised. Oh well, let's put the music. So his normal attacks has spark hacks, and I think also the AoEs has spark hacks. Gain spark buff in certain turns. Don't know what turns, but because just to tell you that yeah, he has also spark hacks, and I think it's better to use ×3 speed. BB drain on guard to units that will be hit. So each time your unit got hit, you will have BB drain, BB guard drain, but don't know if it's because sometimes it won't get drain your BB gauge when you guard. So it really depends, in my opinion. So what else I forgot to mention? Yeah, gains a 100% mitigation to water and fire till 70% HP. So I would tell you, well, it took me quite a bit to reach 70%, because I used 3 units that can deal only 1 damage and 3 that can actually do damage here. So as you can see, Last Stand, and yeah, that the single target attack is called Lava Forged Strike, I think. And the AoE with 30% BB drain at 80% HP, 60% and 40% HP is called Ragnarok Emissary. Don't know if it's the correct pronunciation. Oh yeah, by the way, if I stuttered like this, it's my normal voice. It's called Lava Forged Blade, so sorry. So what else? Well, in the other page I wrote that once he reached 40% HP, he got normal attack AoE, and then his single target will become scary because of the normal attack AoE. Well, it's indeed true. Normal attack AoE will of course reduces overall attack, but it's still scary in my opinion. And yeah, I also mentioned in the other description the order of the attacks. So based on my observation, if you trigger the HP threshold AoE, which is Ragnarok Emissary, and if you trigger at the same time Last Stand, Ragnarok Emissary will have priority, and after that he will do Last Stand. If Last Stand and Lava Forge Blade happens in the same turn, which is turn 12, well, first time it will come at turn 11. By the way, the turn counting is based on my turn, not the opponent's turn. If it's the opponent's turn, everything here would be not really correct. That's why I wrote from turn 2 every 3 turns you use an AoE tankable with double lead, bubble, and barrier. And yeah, that you can ignore the turn 3, you can ignore Lava Forge Blade, to be honest. So what were you going to have as well? If you got Last Stand, let me say it better. If Last Stand and Lava Forge Blade comes in the same turn, you will get Last Stand first and then Lava Forge Blade. If you want to do a turn count, well, I suggest you to first of all count till turn 11, and then you can restart it from 1 after you got the single target in the AoE first time. You can restart counting till 12 and then repeat cycle. This should be easy. This should be easier for you to remember what turn you are, because I don't think you can keep on counting till 100, 200 if you got it by chance. So what else can I say to you? Nothing. This is his main pattern. So if you notice what turn he got spark buff, well, look good for you. As you can see, I showed you how is the turn 12 and how BB drain on guard works. So you can take note of the turn before. What if my theory is actually correct, that the unit that got BB drain on guard is only the units that will be hit, or it is random. Yeah, I guarded only two. I guarded only after 40% and the turn that I showed you. So this should be turn 1 or 2, I don't remember. Oh well, maybe I should restart counting. So pardon me if I stutter sometimes, because this is how I speak to people, because I need to practice more in oral. Yeah, it should be useful for me also during my oral exams. So this is also a good occasion for me to practice. Yeah, it will take me quite a bit to chalk his HP to 70%. So this was turn 3. As you can see, Last Stand sometimes hits hard, sometimes not. I don't really know if the attack is actually a random AoE instead of a I think it's random, now that I think of, because sometimes damage is higher and sometimes damage is lower. It's a fast animation, but it's actually a random target, probably, but I don't know. So let's count in Japanese. So this was Gotan. Gotan. Yeah, tan should be the Japanese pronunciation. Roku. Ah yeah, you will listen to all 6 of the musics I use in my videos till this moment. It's not probably random, but don't know why sometimes it hits hard and sometimes not. I don't think it's a matter of crit also. Oh well, since my Arthur is crit immune, I think Grail gives crit immunity. Or whatever. Shichi or Nana. Hachi. So you will get single target in your face. In your face. Ah, this memes. Speaking of memes, I hope the people I mentioned in my intro is watching this video. Yeah, I thought, well, let's do something alternative to intros. You know, as I already mentioned in my previous one, I want to use something alternative. Oh, by the way, this is Q-turn. Q-tan. Jutan. As you can see, if you trigger the 2A, if you trigger Last Stand and Ragnarok Emissary will be the first, followed by Last Stand. Funny thing, it took me a quarter of an hour just to chop his HP to 70% and another quarter of an hour just to chop him from 70 to Sudoku. LOL. Juichi. Tsugi no tan wa Junin. Well, at the end, maybe I could also auto this battle, but for safety I won't auto this because I'm not pretty confident. I'm not really confident to tank all his attacks. Well, I brought this kind of squad also because I also know about the mitigation, how it works. So since the mitigation will be for water and fire to 17% HP, I think it's okay to bring water and fire units because after you got to 70%, they can hit hard again. I don't know if he's elemental weakness resistant or immune. Well, Aula Vest was immune. This one do not. Oh well, whatever, screw the turn counting. Me. Ah yeah, I started to use Arthur's UBB because, and you also will ask why you'd use it on the second turn. Simple, because I want to gain first all the basic buffs before spamming it. Also, I got three turns. Also, at the second turn, I got also third and fourth turn to do damage. So I think it's okay to spam it in the second turn. As you can see, after almost 15 minutes of video, I chopped his HP to 70%. Well, if I should be more precise, around 12 minutes. And it took me to it took me actually 15 minutes to do from 70 to 0. As you can see, if Arthur got his procs, I can chalk more than around 10% of his HP in one turn. Well, not really 10%, but around from 8 to 10%. Oh well, my Arthur died. Well, I knew he would die because do know why, but Arthur is kinda weak here. But sometimes he can tank some attacks, so I don't know why. Oh well. So I think I already mentioned everything of his pattern. Yeah, I told you about the 40% HP threshold, which will happen in quite a few minutes. Koredewa Gotan. Well, I still don't know how to compose complete sentences in Japanese because I still have to learn it, and at the moment, due to my university studies, I don't have time. Oh well. Well, I think I already mentioned everything of his pattern, so if I talk, it's only just to chat. Yeah, I give Goddess Idol because I don't want Arthur to die again. And also I use Olya's UBB only once. Well, UBB mitigation, in my opinion, is not really necessary. It's necessary if you don't use double mitigation lead with bubble and mana shield. You know, it depends on how you can tank the attacks. If you can tank if you tank the AoE plus his normal attacks, and also up to 40% you are able to tank his normal attack AoE, I think you can also skip using UBB mitigation. Well, if you want to use double mitigation lead and you want to tank quite a bit easier, well, you can also use, instead of Olya, Rosalia, but you have to you can also use Rosalia instead of Olya as elemental mitigation lead, and instead of Cobalt you can also try to use Arc, Lancelot, and even Sword against Sword. Yeah, very funny because actually it seems like Sword is designed to counter his boss side, his boss counterpart. Oh well. I brought Fina because I want her BB field hacks, but you can also replace it with Sword. Because Sword gives, I think, 15 BC with SP. Oh well, whatever. Well, Gasolina here is for the bubble, of course. Well, at the moment, Gasolina and Gwen are the only units that can do bubble. Well, if you don't have Natalame, you can also use Julia. But Julia won't do any damage from 70 to 0. Well, Julia is okay to bring if you bring Sergio, because Sergio will benefit from having Julia in squad. Well, actually, if you got bubble, double mitigation lead and barrier and defense buff, of course, you can almost tank everything. Well, if you want damage, you can also bring Plumatachi instead of Arthur. Unlike what I did, because Plumatachi's normal attack can also do more damage, I think. As you can see, he does normal attack hacks, and if I didn't guard, my Natalame and Holia would have got more damage. And I think both of them has Courage Sphere, so it also helped me to tank it fairly easily. So if someone is saying that bubble is trash, I don't think so, because if you combo it with, if you use this revamped bubble, combine it with barrier, it's pretty much OP in my opinion, because as you can see here, I can get easily 4k HP of mana shield, which is way higher than barrier, because barrier on SBB it gives maximum of 3.5k. Well, average is 3k, but bubble can give 4k. Well, Olia here is also for the bubble one, because she gives conversion to recovery. As you can see, my units more or less reach 4k. Well, Fina has a high recovery, that's why she got 5k. Well, here I used Gasolina's UBB because I thought, don't know if I should use Arthur or Gasolina here, because turn 12 will come. I thought, well, let's use Gasolina. So this should be turn 11, because I remember that in the turn after he used use Last Stand and Lava Forged Blade together. Oops, I got a notification. I should have put silent in my phone. Oh well. If I stuttered, it's because also I have to think what I'm going to say. That's why I sometimes like this. Got some pause between a phrase and another, because I have when I speak without writing something, I have to think of what I'm going to say, because yeah, I'm not really talkative, as I already mentioned in my previous video, I think. So forgive my stutterness, but it's my natural voice. Even if in the forum I chat like crazy, because yeah, someone said Mishi, but you write in the chat so fast, but you speak so slowly, and you stutter sometimes. Well, this is my answer, because I'm not really talkative, even if I have social life more or less, because well, for me social life is simply going out alone. For me is social life, because if I stay at home, it's not social life. Even if I chat with some forum players. Oh well. Past 40%, it should be fair. Well, you should do some little you should be a little bit cautious because of his single target, but his single target is not really scary if you guard. because if you don't guard, you will take his normal attack AoE in your face, and it can also kill your unit. And I think his normal attack AoE is actually chance and not 100%, because as you can see, sometimes he doesn't trigger his normal attack AoE. So I think it's chance and not really 100%. If you want to clear it a bit faster, you can use, as I said before, Plumatachi, because you know, she's the balance bringer. Yeah, balance. Well, actually, any Badland unit gives balance to the meta. I think only Olya, Fina, and maybe Arthur got null crit sphere, because null crit buff, don't know if it's bugged or not, but it doesn't really work really well. I still have to figure out if the two nulls, null elemental weakness damage and null crit, is only a matter of reducing that multiplier, or it's simply, or it's like, well, it's only visual. You can see it's only visual, but it doesn't actually hit very hard. Now that I think of, if I used Arthur's UBB pretty much after 70, pretty much immediately, I could have saved some time of clearing this. But yeah, spamming UBB is not really become a bit annoying, because yeah, you would have to wait at least 8 turns. Because even if you can manage to spam UBB, you have to wait. The more UBB you spam, the more your OD game. Ignore this thing. Yeah, if you also notice that my video has skipped a little bit, because well, I paused it at around 29 minutes, because the application I use for the record has some limits. If I remember correctly, it has a limit of 4 GB of video. Oh well, anyway, he will die in the next, I think next turn, because yeah, it was actually, yeah, because the next turn it should overkill him. So at the end, I only use one tonic, both of the Fujins just to fill Gasolina and Fina, a Goddess Idol because because I was afraid of Arthur dying again, one revive because of bad RNG. As you can see, I triggered the Angel Idol once and I also died. So build your squad accordingly to sort, because as you can see, if mitigation, because of his mitigation. Oh well, that's all for this video. I hope you like it. You can leave the usual like or a comment in the comment section down below, and yeah, see you again in my next video. And I hope you like my intros, because yeah, it takes quite a bit of time to do some of them. Oh well, bye. And go to Sudoku, sort, and rip. Bye bye. Finally, after 29 minutes and 30 seconds,